Perfect. Okay, so why don't you just start by telling us your name and how long you've been with Bellagala?
My name is Carmella Hanlon, and I have been with Bellagala for 3 years now.
That's awesome. And by the way, I love your name. It's so pretty.
It was my great grandmother's name.
Oh, I love that.
Thanks.
So how long have you been a photographer, or like what made you, kind of get into photography in the first place?
I have been a professional photographer, as in getting paid for photography and weddings for 5 years now. So this is 2020 was my fifth season. I've been doing photography a lot longer than that. I studied it in school. I went to journalism. I went to school for journalism and had an emphasis in photography. My idea was that I was going to come out of college and be in some sort of news outlet, and then that was like at the height of fake news. So I decided I didn't want to do anything to have anything to do with that. So my husband and I had also just gotten married. We got our photos back. We actually went through Bellagala and we got our photos back. I know. And I was just so enthralled with them. I was so happy. And they told our story. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. So I started shadowing people, and the rest is history.
Oh, that's a really sweet story, and how full
Thank you.
circle that Bellagala, was your photographer, and now you're
Yeah,
here with us. So
it's really
that's really
fun.
special. So what would you say is the most rewarding part of your job?
Oh gosh, that's such a good question. I would have to say capturing obviously the most special day of people's lives. But for me as a storyteller, I just really love telling the full story of a wedding day, of all the details, of all the work that got put into this big day, of all the money that's spent, of all the emotion. Um, you know, Capturing all those moments for people, the little moments between the big ones, is really what I live for. And that's so rewarding to me when people come back to me, or recently in the year of 2020, when we were having a lot of remote, really small weddings and people weren't able to attend. I actually had relatives from my couples reach out to me and say, I felt like I was there. You captured
Oh,
their day so perfectly. Thank you. And that to me was just like, that's why I do this. So that would be the most rewarding thing for me.
that was a really good answer, and how impactful that, you were able to help
Yeah.
families feel like they were in attendance at weddings that they couldn't be
Yeah.
at. So that's super
Yeah. Such an
special.
honor.
Mhm. So how would you describe your overall style?
Pretty classic. I kind of like to go with something timeless. I don't like to be too specific about my style necessarily. I like to think about what the client wants. I go into it, having an idea of what I'm going to try to do, but also try to work with the space, work with the couple, get to know the couple, and try to come out with some ideas for showing their personality in the photos.
I love that. And then my last question for you is pretty easy. It's just tell us about some of your interests or your hobbies outside of photography.
I love to cook. I love it. My family is Italian, so food is love.
Mhm.
So a lot of what I do outside of photography is cooking in the kitchen. I use my camera, not just for weddings, but for food photography and blogging, sharing recipes online, that sort of thing. I'm also really into fitness. I love to take my dog for walks. I work out, 4 or 5 days a week just so I can do this job, because it's a really very physical job. So definitely those things are big passions that I have.
That's awesome. I'm always looking for new recipes, so,
Yeah,
feel free to
I'll
send some
share it with
over.
you.
Awesome.